Good morning. It is Tarot Tuesday here at the Art of the Oracle. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's Virginia. I do a daily reading for the collective, tap into the collective energy and see if we can't get some information as we start our day. Today we're going to use the wisdom of the owls, and because it's Tuesday, we're using the wisdom of the owls tarot. So I'm clearing the deck as always with selenite. How are you? I put out a 3-card pick a card reading. I hadn't done one of those in a little while. I put that out yesterday, so if you didn't catch it, go back and check it out. It gives you an opportunity to be able to personalize the reading a little bit. I appreciate everyone that comes day after day. You bring your energy here to the reading. So now let's shuffle the cards and find out like what is the information coming in today for this Tuesday and this first week in June. What is this beautiful collective energy that's coming in for us right now? What is the information? First card is the King of Wands. So this is a lot of energy, like a lot of fiery energy coming in. And I think that I heard, I don't know that much about astrology or the planets moving around, but I think that we have a shift coming in with the Aries, like a new fiery energy coming in. And that would be, this card would go along with that. So what I love about this energy, this king is, he has this, what looks like a companion here in the lizard, in a large lizard, which tells me that he's got his passions in check. His dreams are always with him. They're not far from where he is. So that's what the fiery energy is all about, is really having control. So let's see with some more cards, like what is this control telling us? Wow, there's going to be some loss. So the 5 of Cups is around loss. And it's interesting because they're both looking in that direction. Yeah, so in this, it's not like all is lost, right? Because there's 2 here. But this is a time when it's really interesting because she's sitting on one of these stumps where he looks very grand. It almost seems like there's going to be something like a destructive energy. The masculine energy is more of a like an outwardly powerful energy going out. It's usually in control. So some of these cards have just flown the coop. So the 8 of Wands energy came out, and yeah, so this looks like this, it's a very directed energy. When you have the 8 of Wands, it's like you know where you're going in. This one almost feels like, what I'm picking up on is a little bit of almost like a war-like energy. And so, you know, after a time of loss, you need to pick things up and move your energy in, you know, in a forward direction. What's interesting is one of the other cards that is coming out here is the Moon. Now, we're in between these moon cycles right now. So it could mean that as we move into the next full moon, that there's going to give pause. Like this is what this feels like. It's like this is this King of Wand energy that is bringing in all this fiery energy. There could be some destructive energy around this, but he's actually looking at the past. That's what I feel like. This is looking at the past. This is actually also kind of feels like past energy. And then there's a shift in the energy moving us into something unknown. The past of control is what this is feeling like. Like there was a lot of things in the past that people had control over, and it feels like there's going to be a loss of control on some level, and that the energy is going to shift and go into a little bit more of a feminine, darker side where things are not going to be known for a while, right? And then we have this, we have 3 more cards coming out. So we have this 7 of Wands, and the 7 of Wands is, a lot of times it's like a lot of energy coming at you, and sometimes you need to protect yourself. So that's kind of what this feels like, is there's like a shifting. This is the old energy, and it kind of feels like the masculine energy with all this control sitting on its, you know, having control over all the dreams, everything, all the energy. And then there's a loss of that and a great shift that changes things. And things are going to look a little maybe scary for a little while. Like we're not even exactly sure. I love the moon energy. It's almost like something that's been hidden will be revealed, because we have this also this 7 of Wands energy, which is coming out, which feels like we're going to feel like we need to protect ourselves. And then in the middle of all this, we have Judgment, which is, you know, it's like a liberation from something is typically what it is. So, and then we end the burdens. So, wow, this is kind of like a dualistic message here. It feels like as we move into the week, this feels like a very strong, very powerful energy. Everything feels like it's in control. Something, either this feels like past energy, something is going to shift, which is going to create a feeling like we're going to lose something. The energy is shifting because it needs to. That's what I'm hearing from this. And it needs to go into a little, I feel like it's going to go into a little bit of an area of uncertainty. And then we're going to feel like things are coming out of nowhere, like they're coming all over the place, a little bit of hectic energy when after this dust settles, so to speak. And the Judgment being liberation, but I also feel like it's, you know, the things that you put in is what you get out. Judgment is about, you know, like, you know, you're at the pearly gates and you're going before God, and it's like, what have you done to get where you are? Judgment is a liberation from the past, but it's also a reconciliation of what you've done in the past and where you want to move forward. And what I'm seeing here with the 10 of Wands is like this owl is like he's still climbing the hill, but he's reached the top and it's a new day. And so it'll be time to put down the burdens of the past. Well, this is a very interesting reading. So I do read the cards literally when they come out because they each have a very unique message for us. So that's really what I'm feeling, is that there's some shifting that is happening this week. And I feel like it's going to be something that's just kind of going to come out of nowhere and shift the energy. And we're gonna be looking at things a little bit different. But it's also going to release a lot of the burdens maybe that we have been feeling around something. I just feel like a lot of the energies are kind of all over the place. That's what it felt like. And I'm exhausted. I don't know how you're feeling, but I've been exhausted. Even though I'm sleeping, I can't seem to get enough sleep. So that's kind of what this owl looks like. He kind of looks exhausted and he knows. So hang in there. He's at the finish line. We're all at the finish line. And it's our time for liberation. So yeah, that's what this week feels like, a real turning point in things. So I'll be very interested to see how the week progresses for us. So thank you so much for being here. If you like what you hear at the channel, I hope you'll hit the subscribe button. Until tomorrow, have an amazing day. Bye now.